Well, hello. My name is Shanna, like Shanna Banana. I get Shanna and Shauna and Shannon all the time, but it is Shanna. I'm really happy to be here today and talking about Instagram, which is really near and dear to my heart. You know, I've been working on social media strategies and executing on social channels for about 6 years now, and I can't remember the last time that I actually launched a channel. Because usually they're already existing and I'm just taking over. So this is the first channel in a long time that I've really grown from day one, and it's really exciting to see how it's grown. We started our channel in February 2013, so just over a year ago. And what I really want to do is take you on our journey. I'm going to talk about some stats, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the milestones that we've hit, but I really want to share with you where we were at over the past year, what we were doing, and what we're going to be doing now, and all the lessons that we've learned over the past year. And as you see, I've used some really cute aviation terminology. I really thought I was super clever when I did this, so I hope it all comes across. So here we go with boarding. This is really pre-launch here. You know, when you think about a channel that's so visual, you think about, oh my gosh, how am I going to get all the pictures to really populate this channel? And we take pictures every day, but the reality is we wanted to have a unique perspective, and we also wanted to really share the United story. And so what we decided to do was tap into our coworkers because they see things that you as travelers don't see. Our rampers at the airports take the most amazing photos. So it really was reaching out to a lot of people in the company, pilots, caterers, etc., to really get some cool photos, as well as tapping into the community that was sharing with us and the team photos. You'll see that a lot of the photos that go up are actually photos that I've taken myself. We also set up rules of engagement. We assumed that there was going to be a low customer service need on this channel, and that does hold true. But we still had to work through with our social customer service team what we were going to do if somebody did post and needed assistance through Instagram, which is really hard because really there's no links, etc. So we had to work that out. But also really how we were going to engage with the community. And we sat down and we looked at what hashtags did we want to follow, who did we want to follow, what was something that warranted a comment. And so what we really did was look at aviation, travel, and technology as the types of really content buckets that we were going to actively seek out, like, and participate in those conversations. And then cadence, publishing schedule, we're all busy. I'm sure you guys have editorial calendars, etc., for Facebook and for Twitter and maybe YouTube and your own blogs. And so we set this up for Instagram as well, and we decided on a very light cadence of just a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to post. And then success metrics. We decided that we were going to look at really just overall growth, but also engagement rate, and I'll talk a little bit about how that changed over the past year. Woo. All right, take off. This is in Seattle. I don't know. Whoop. How do you go back? Up. All right. This is a really sexy chart. I took it from Statagram, now Icon Square, whatever it just changed to, that really just shows over the past year and a half our growth, and that fun little arrow there, February 2013, when we launched. And this is really when our engagement started. This is when we started publishing. This is when we started searching the hashtags AvGeek, aviation, travel, Travel Tuesday, technology and gears, and really looking and actively seeking out people and liking their content. It's also when we started replying to people. And what we noticed is right away is that the second we interacted with somebody, they went back through their entire Instagram feed and started tagging us in all the photos that they have taken. And we realized really the amount of untapped content that we hadn't really been interacting with over the past year and a half. And now the climb. So this time here I'm saying is really during the May and August period. You know, when you're climbing, you sort of go up a little, level off, go up a little more. And this is really when we enjoyed a fabulous engagement rate of 13%, which As you know, you can't get that on any other channel unless you pay to play. We were very excited about this, and this is when we really were doing a lot of different things. Okay, here comes my cool animation. I hope it works. We were posting really fun plane pictures. We were doing contests. We did a scavenger hunt. We've done a couple in Chicago and in New York. We were posting pictures of our winners, so we were really diversifying our content. Route launches, this was Chicago to Shannon. They had food and music and all sorts of cool stuff at O'Hare, and also community events. So as a company, the team goes out and attends different events. This was March here in Chicago, but also globally, we do a lot of this stuff. And what we noticed is that during this time, we were reaching a larger audience and obviously enjoying the perks of it with 13%. Now we have Turbulence. This is in our Network Operations Center, so we actually have people on the 27th floor in the Sears Tower. Yes, I am a native Chicagoan. It is who actually monitor all of our flight paths, and so that is the air traffic control. Whoops. Going back here, a little bit after the new year, we had a huge spike in followers. And I really wanted to say that we did something incredibly clever and that we had a brilliant plan and that, you know, we just blew it out of the water here. But the reality is, here comes more fun animation, we got a spam account that attracted a lot of attention. We gained just about 500 followers in one day. And something that was really cool about this, if you want to call spam cool, is that we actually had a community that came out and defended us and talked about, no, that's not the real account, no, they're not doing this. But what happened is that we gained a lot of fans in one day. And unfortunately, I would say, oh, I'm going the wrong way, hold on. Oh, we get to see that again. Is we see our engagement drop. And I'll tell you what that was in just one second. But I think it was the lack of a quality fan. The people that were following us, once they found out what the real account was, they were really just looking for a free ticket. They weren't interested in the content that we were doing. They were looking for an easy win. We also at this time were getting really, really campaign heavy. It was a time where I would say we've attracted a lot of attention by other departments, and so our sponsorship advertising teams and PR teams really started involving Instagram in a lot of their campaigns, and we kind of had our hands tied. And our cadence was off because of it. Our Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which sounds like a really simple thing, ended up kind of going all over the place, and I think there was a lack of predictability. So our engagement rate dropped to just about 6% at this time, which still is great in the grand scheme of the social world. But from 13 to 16, that really hurts my heart a little bit. We really saw that people weren't interacting as much. And so what we're doing is getting to cruising altitude. And what I like that, right? It's really, we're leveling off and right now we want to sustain. And so what we're doing right now is going back to the stuff that we did in the very beginning before we took off. We're resetting our cadence. We're doing our getting back in touch with our community by searching the hashtags that we had originally set out to follow, because that's what gained us the success in the beginning. And really, it's also about having balanced content. I think having the campaign heavy really threw us off during the first part of this year. And it's really about knowing your audience, so who's there, knowing the community that you want to be there, and what story you want to tell, and really figuring out what pieces of content work best for that. And there we go. Keep calm, Dreamliner on. Anybody? That's it. No, there's just a single login, and it's shared between myself and another coworker. Really, we do a lot of balancing of it, but we also use, I'm just going to call it Statagram because I can never remember what it just got changed to, which also helps manage in terms of content and looking at metrics. Yeah. So we took authority back, and I think that that's one of the things that, you know, working for a large company, and I think this is something that everybody can sympathize with, sometimes your hands are tied and you have to do certain things, And one of the things that we've learned from doing this is really by knowing our numbers, knowing our engagement rate, we were able to show some of the other team members that when they tried to push content that didn't make sense in this channel, that they didn't get the engagement rate and the interaction that they wanted. So we were able to say, hey, this other content that we did for this contest, look, we got 11% here. What you did here got 2%, you know, and that really helped for the next time. I don't think they're necessarily going to be coming back without consulting us first to really work through that strategy. Email, yeah. And also I tend to be really chatty, so when I fly and I'm out and about, I talk to people and get to know them. You also get to know them because they're already sharing the content on Instagram, and so we would find out that this person was an employee, we'd look them up on the chart and send them an email. Yeah, I mean, United, we have 80,000 coworkers, so there's a lot of photos out there. And again, so our rampers, I have to say, I love the photos that they take. They get so close to the planes and can give such a unique perspective.
Why Instagram and not Flickr or other Pinterest and other image-based platforms?
Sure. I think Instagram, when we thought about the audience that we were looking for here, we were thinking a younger audience. You can't really right now, revenue is not something that's happening on Instagram. So we were really looking at targeting what I would say maybe a younger premier, future premier here. So somebody who was interested in travel and technology and aviation, that we could already start formulating really a brand opinion about us there. Pinterest we've looked at. I can't speak to whether or not we're going to actually try it, but right now we're not sure that, given our constraints, that it's something that we're going to go for. But in terms of Flickr, I don't even think Flickr's been on our radar. But we have online like photo galleries as well as part of our hub, which is our blog-based website, United Hub. Yeah, anything with an IG in front of it, I feel like. No, but like pick of the day. A lot of it was looking at who followed us and then following them and looking at what they were liking. It's kind of a bit of a guessing game, but the reality is it was making lists of hashtags. And we started off with AvGeek or AVGeek is an aviation hashtag that we follow, travel Tuesday, just really technology, and then also looking at specific festivals and like South by and stuff like that we tapped into. When it made sense, because there's sometimes when it doesn't. So we have, and we found most success actually with Facebook. When we did the connection, we've added a tab on Facebook. Makes sense, obviously, with their ownership. We have and we haven't. I mean, we include it in emails. It's part of our standard, like on our website of all of our social channels. But I wouldn't say that we've heavily promoted follow us. A lot of that is because I get a really big kick out of sort of that organic follower who just sort of finds us and seeks us out, or that we find. Thank you.